Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my review of the Moto G7 POWER. Now I've had this phone for around 3 months now, so this video will definitely give you a good idea of how this phone is after using it for an extended period of time. Follow me on Instagram at KevinBreezeTV. Please join the Kevin Breeze Tech community on Facebook to chat about budget smartphones, ask questions, and help others. I am definitely a big fan of the Moto G7 POWER. Now this version of the phone is the Moto G7 POWER with Alexa. There are a variety of different versions of the device available, both at carriers and on Amazon being sold factory unlocked. I know that Metro by T-Mobile recently started carrying the Moto G7 POWER. You can also get this phone at Visible. The phone is also offered at Cricket as the Moto G7 Supra. And then on Amazon, there's a variety of different versions of the device. There's an international version, there is a US version that works on all 4 major US carriers, and then there's this version, the Moto G7 POWER with Alexa. Now this device is available for $229.99, and it is factory unlocked, and it works with all 4 major US carriers, including AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint, as well as Cricket and Metro by T-Mobile. So the reason why this is known as the Alexa version of the phone is because it comes preloaded with a bunch of Amazon goodies, including Amazon Alexa built into the device. Now you can still use Google Assistant if you want, which is certainly a good option. But if you are really into Amazon's various services, which I am, then you might want to consider going with this device. Now I will be leaving a link in the video description where you can pick it up, and I'm sure over time the price will go down as well. So definitely take a look at the link to see what the current pricing is for it. Now this phone features a 6.2-inch display coming in at 720p with a 19:9 aspect ratio. We have a notch up here on the top, and it is kind of a bigger notch and a little wider. Now even though this display is 720p, it still looks really good and is super sharp. It's not necessarily the brightest display out there, but it still looks really good. And when you look at it, you certainly don't get a feeling that it's a cheap display or a bad looking display. And since this phone does have that 19:9 aspect ratio, it's pretty tall and narrow, which makes it perfect for going on social media, watching video content, browsing the web, really anything, because you get a lot of extra space here. Now the phone features an 8-megapixel front-facing camera that actually takes pretty good photos and videos. You'll see some test samples from that later on in this video, so stay tuned for that. Now the device features 32 gigabytes of internal storage with the ability to expand that with a micro SD card. There is no wireless charging with this phone, but we do have a fingerprint sensor on the back. So we'll give that a try right now, and that was super quick. So if you're really into fingerprint sensors, then you'll definitely like the one on the Moto G7 POWER. Now this device features a single 12-megapixel camera on the back side. We do get portrait mode with this phone, which is cool. So even though there is just one camera, we do still have portrait mode. So I'm always a big fan of that. The phone features 3 gigabytes of RAM. It has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 632 processor, which is a really good processor. And I'm really surprised that they actually included that in this phone for such a low price tag. Video recording on the device actually maxes out at 4K at 30 frames per second, which is possible because of that really good processor. Now, one of the main reasons why you might get this phone over the other Moto G7 models, such as the regular Moto G7 and the Moto G7 Play, is that the Moto G7 POWER has a massive 5,000 milliamp hour internal battery. Now, if you're concerned about how long it's going to take to charge that battery, don't be worried because it has fast charging built into it. So you can fast charge this phone and you can get that 5,000 milliamp hours of capacity filled up very quickly. Now, the phone features Android 9 Pie as the software, and it's actually a stock version of Android Pie. So nice stock Android that's nicely optimized. I'm a big fan of that, and you'll get very good performance with this phone as well. So it's nice and quick with browsing the web and doing anything. We'll go over to Instagram right now and see how that performs, which I've already done. But you can see on Instagram that the scrolling is really smooth. It's like flagship performance here. You can go over to your story, you can check out other stories from your friends, and the phone just performs really good. So you can zoom in very smoothly. It's just very good performing overall. If you want to take some photos and videos, you can do that very clearly here with a very decent front-facing camera on the phone. Gaming's pretty good on this phone too. Of course, you can play kind of the more basic games like Temple Run. But you can also play Candy Crush, games like that. You can also play PUBG on here pretty well too, and that's mostly due to that good processor. Now I do wish that this did have 4 gigs of RAM, that would have been nice, but we can't get everything, that's for sure. And with that 632, you're still going to get good performance with the phone. Now that we've gone over the specifications and talked a little bit about the software and performance, let's talk about the hardware. So I already talked about the front of the phone here, where we're getting 720p at 19:9 aspect ratio at 6.2 inches. On the left side here, we just have the slot for the micro SD card and SIM card. On the right side, we have the power button and volume rocker. On the top, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack and the noise canceling microphone. On the bottom, we have the microphone and USB-C port. On the back side here, we have this really cool reflective material that is in indigo blue. We have the fingerprint sensor on the back, and we have the camera module with the flash. Now, like I said, this is $179.99. It's definitely possible that the price... So if you were into watching YouTube videos or Netflix or any video content on your phone, you're definitely going to like the Moto G7 POWER. It has pretty decent speakers on it, not the loudest speakers ever, but the speakers are definitely good enough. And videos run nice and smoothly at 720p. Let's now take a closer look at the photos and videos from this phone. So I'm definitely pleased with the quality of the cameras. The photos that this phone takes are very good. I'm very happy with the quality. And this is definitely like a phone that you can take on a trip if you wanted to preserve different memories of your surroundings and to take photos of your family or whatever you usually use your phone for when taking pictures. But the quality is good. I was able to get good autofocus in video mode too. And the 4K video looks very nice as well, including the 1080p video. So you can take video in 1080p or 4K, whatever you prefer. But what's important is that everything looks very nice. So let's go over to those video samples right now. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here coming at you with a test video from the Moto G7 POWER at 1080p. Now I will be doing another test video in a second here, recording in 4K, but let me know what you think of the video quality. We do have autofocus in video mode, which is really nice. It's definitely a great thing to see. But let me know what you think of the quality. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here coming at you with a front-facing video from the Moto G7 POWER. So let me know what you think of the quality here. I am taking this video kind of in the middle of the day, which isn't really ideal because there's a lot of direct sunlight. But let me know what you think of the video quality as well as the audio quality from the phone. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here coming at you with a video from the Moto G7 POWER in 4K at 30 frames per second. Now the video you're seeing now, of course, is downsampled because this final review video is going to be going up in 1080p, but still, you should be able to see better quality since the original video was recorded in 4K. So let me know what you think. And I'm pretty sure we have autofocus in video mode in 4K as well, and we do. So very cool. So definitely let me know what you think of the quality in 4K. So I'm really interested to hear your thoughts about the Moto G7 POWER. I definitely recommend it, and I especially recommend going with this specific factory unlocked version of the phone. I feel like it's very reasonably priced at $229, but the other great thing about this phone is that it does indeed work with all 4 major US carriers. I use this phone with both Verizon and I used it with Cricket Wireless as well, and it worked very well. You literally just put in your SIM card and you're good to go. Now at first I did have a problem with getting Verizon to work, but I did a software update and it fixed everything. So if you do have any issues at all, make sure that your software is completely updated so that you'll be good to go. And in case you're wondering, I tried to use Visible with this phone and I was not able to get it to work despite Visible selling the Moto G7 POWER on their website. So I'm not sure why. I think it has something to do with Visible placing limits on unlocked phones on their network. For some reason, they're not a big fan of bringing your own device, but I was able to use Verizon and Cricket with no issues at all. So I'd imagine that if you use Sprint or T-Mobile or regular AT&T, you'll have no issues either with that. So I definitely recommend going the factory unlocked route so that you can get the most flexibility possible out of your phone and you can easily switch from carrier to carrier. But I hope you enjoyed this video about the Moto G7 POWER. If you liked it, definitely give it a like. I think it's a great value. I'm definitely a big fan of this phone having the Qualcomm Snapdragon 632. I like the massive 5,000 milliamp hour internal battery, the build quality is good, the display looks nice, and the performance of this phone is awesome. So there's really not a whole lot to dislike about this phone, and it definitely gets the job done, and I think you'll be very happy with it if you decide to go with it. But give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.